No curtains. I think the thing that went wrong for me at Sochi was having to deactivate my Twitter because I was getting so much abuse from snowboard fans.
Well, you're not a snowboarder, and never will you be. So how you ended up doing commentary of that, I will never understand. But you did a great job of that.
No, I didn't. I was terrible.
Well, I was trying to build you up there.
That was the problem.
That's the thing.
Basically didn't.
No, so I said to them, I said to the Olympics, oh, can I do commentary on the ski cross, right? The ski racing, because that's right up my street. I like skiing and I like ski racing. So that was great. And then I go, yeah, while you're there, can you do the half-pipe snowboard as well? Anyway, right, Verstappen is in the pit lane. Agora Drive will be interesting to see, a new track for Formula One. Valtteri Bottas is coming through the final corner now, comes across the line, and the Finn goes to the top of the times at 1:04.832. These are on new soft tyres, and Hamilton is coming around the final corner now. He's going quicker than Valtteri Bottas through the final corner at turn 10, keeps all four wheels on the track, and goes almost half a second quicker than Bottas. So Hamilton are on 1:04.3, 4/10, pretty much 5 quicker than Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen still in the pits though. Norris has gone 4th quickest, 8/10 back from Hamilton. Tsunoda improved on that lap, but 1.1 seconds slower than Hamilton.
That might wake Red Bull up a little bit now. Hamilton 6/10 clear of Verstappen, which looked like a mighty lap at the time, but a second set of tyres, and Mercedes maybe just trimming out a little bit of fuel, turning up the wick slightly. They're 1 and 2. We're yet to see anything in terms of response from Red Bull, but 6/10 to fine from Verstappen is not nothing there. So it's difficult to see he's going to be half a second clear of the field again. Norris up into 4th. McLaren finally showing a little bit better in this session. Daniel Ricciardo was very quick yesterday. Ricciardo's down in 17th at the moment, so not quite sure what happened to him on the first run. He's yet to get a time in on this second run. Suddenly the track's gone from very quiet to very busy in the blink of an eye.
Well, because it's such a short track, isn't it? Suddenly everybody's out on circuit. So the order is now Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen still in the pits. Leclerc goes up into 4th place, Tsunoda 5th, Gasly 6th, still in the pits. Sainz, Perez, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, the top 10. So Mick Schumacher's just jumped up into... no, he's just had his lap time deleted, actually. So Russell now goes 10th, 1.7 seconds off from Hamilton. Then you've got the drivers that haven't yet set a lap, like Alonso, Vettel, Raikkonen, Stroll on a new set of soft tyres. Ricciardo's first sector is slower than he's managed previously. The sound you can hear is the McLaren driver now. And 16.9 in sector, yeah, so not a good first sector at all actually for Ricciardo. It's 4/10 slower than he's managed previously, and he has now backed off.
Perez leaves the garage in the Red Bull, so we'll see what he can do in just a moment. Verstappen's still waiting, 13.5 minutes to go, leaving it late. Norris had a lap time deleted. There's been many lap times coming in that are getting deleted at the moment. That maybe is what's happened to Daniel Ricciardo as well, because suddenly the McLarens are back down to 16th and 19th. Norris with 1 deleted. I can only assume that Ricciardo's had 1 deleted as well. There's 1/10 separating the two of them.
13 minutes to go. Vettel is on a lap now. Done quite a good first sector actually. 3/10 slower than Hamilton. He's coming through the middle sector now, and he's a 10th quicker than Raikkonen in sector 1. Middle sector is 3/10 slower than Hamilton. So this could put him not too far away from your sort of Tsunodas and Gaslys if it's a good final sector for Sebastian Vettel. Here he comes now in the Aston Martin, down through turn 9, keeps all 4 wheels, well, 2 wheels on the track, and again at turn 10, out across the line. He does go quicker than both of the Tauris, a 1:05.492 for Sebastian Vettel, 1.1 seconds slower than Hamilton, but that's a good midfield time, really. Kimi Raikkonen is on a lap, and he is a good couple of tenths down on Vettel after the first 2 sectors. Lance Stroll, the other Aston Martin, is starting a lap now as well, as Raikkonen comes through the final corner and out across the line.
Perez starting a flying lap right in front of Kimi Raikkonen as well. Raikkonen takes the Mexican slipstream over the line to pop into the top 10 in 10th. 10th and a half away from Perez, but Perez now the first of the Red Bulls to set a time at the end of this session on the soft tyres. Verstappen's still in the garage. Less than 12 minutes to go. we'll keep an eye on what Perez can do then. Hamilton's come back through the pits after that one quick lap. Tried to do another, came back through the pits, and he's on an out lap again now. Bottas has done a double slow, and he'll try and wind up for another quick lap. See if those soft tyres can hang on for a second lap around this very short lap. Perez, personal best in the first sector, but he's a fair way adrift of Lewis Hamilton.
Leclerc looks like he's had quite a nice tow around this final part of the lap from Lewis Hamilton, who's just coming out to start a flying lap. And we saw a bit of a hoo-ha in 2018 with Ricciardo. It might have been well, it wouldn't have been 19, but I think it must have been 18 then, with Ricciardo and Verstappen, who's going out first, he's going behind me, hoo-ha. But then slipstreaming sort of never really felt like it got that vital here compared to a Monza.
The problem is you want the downforce in the final sector. A little bit of a tow in the first half of the lap, you take it, but you don't want to really take it particularly at the cost of the final sector, the last two right-handers, where you've got to be squeaky clean on track limits. And you want the perfect airflow. Here's Raikkonen.
Yeah, something hanging off from my rear wing. It's a tear off or something.
Gasly goes up into fourth place, 9/10 of a second slower than Hamilton, so he gets back ahead of the Ferraris. And Perez has just come across the line to only go sixth quickest, a second slower than Hamilton.
Mick Schumacher jumps up to 12th.
And that was after doing a lap time that got deleted a couple of moments ago. So that's a reasonable lap from Schumacher.
Alonso up to 7th, immediately demotes Schumacher. Then Giovinazzi demotes Schumacher again, up to 11th.
Old Alonso, or old Alonso?
That's old Alonso.
Okay.
In 7th, 6 thousandths away from Perez in 6th. Perez had a little bit of traffic in the final sector, but he is a full second away from Hamilton. Traffic might have cost him a couple of tenths, but he hasn't been on it yet this weekend, Sergio Perez. We know his race pace is quite competitive, but the quali place is what he needs to really work on. Baku, he managed to kind of overshadow his poor qualifying with a really good opening to the race, getting aggressive, racy, and making some good overtakes, got himself into the mix, and then won the race. France last time out as well, did a good first lap to steer clear of Charles Leclerc, qualified 4th. Leclerc got him off the line, Sainz got him off the line, and Perez came around the outside of him at turn 1, then made the podium. But it's qualifying that is his Achilles heel, has been the Red Bull number 2 driver Achilles heel for a while, and Perez right now has work to do before qualifying in a couple of hours.
Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren has even more work to do, currently in P15, sorry, apologies, but he's not set a clean lap apparently. He hasn't had a time deleted, which is what we thought, but I've spoken to McLaren, they said no, just hasn't yet had a clean lap. He's just posted another time, hasn't really improved in too much, so Ricciardo not having the best of times right now in that McLaren.
Yeah, he had a good first sector earlier on, did a 16.5, but then his next laps were way slower than that. Esteban Ocon is coming through the final couple of corners in the Alpine. Now, they looked reasonable yesterday. Old Alonso 7th quickest at the moment. Ocon goes into 12th position. So it's quite a big split between, well, 0.3 of a second between Old Alonso and Esteban Ocon.
Andrew Benson's theory is checking out.
Yeah.
Still, Alonso is back to the old Alonso. Old Alonso's back to the old Alonso.
Hamilton through the first sector, 16.5, 2.5 tenths slower than he's managed previously, so no improvement coming this time from Hamilton.
Verstappen's left the pits, finally. Coming through the middle sector now, and he'll wind up for a fast lap at the end of this session. So we will get the compare of Verstappen v Hamilton pre-quali. He's gone a little bit later, might have a slightly better track, Verstappen, for leaving, must be 10 minutes later than Hamilton.
Yeah, why?
Because they're running to a run plan, I guess, and don't need to rush out there. Take the track evolution right at the death, and it's going to be most like qualifying, I guess. Or they've been making a change in the pits, and that's the delay. He's had to let an Alpine through at the end of his outlap, but looks like he's got some clear air then to go and have an attack. Perez actually is let through as well, and then a Mercedes, so might have a bit of traffic to negotiate. Hamilton just came past Verstappen as well at the end of his outlap, and Hamilton was waiting for his own flying lap, so Hamilton's pushing just ahead of Verstappen.
Meanwhile, Sonoda coming through the middle sector on a not bad lap. Looks like it's going to improve for him. Bottas, I think, just went all 4 off at the final corner at turn 10. Goes second and doesn't improve. Sonoda goes 4th. Quicker than Gasly. 7 tenths away from Hamilton. Good lap from the Japanese racer. Hamilton is not improving. Again, his first sector was okay. Less than a tenth away from what he's managed previously. Verstappen's first sector is 2 tenths away from Hamilton, but he is improving in the middle sector now, Max Verstappen. 28.5 is Hamilton's middle benchmark. Verstappen's matched that, but he's not on to beat the Mercedes lap time at the moment.
No, it was a good lap that Hamilton put in a while ago. It's going to be tight. Red Bull has been good through the final sector, but Lewis already had the fastest final sector from earlier on. Perez has improved, got it into 4th, almost matched Verstappen's time. But Verstappen now crosses the line and does improve. Fastest final sector, but he's 2 tenths away from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton, 5 minutes to go, just under 6 minutes to go. Looks like he might top this session then. Maybe the soft tyres can hang on for Verstappen, he can go again. But Mercedes have found a little bit of something.
As ever, Hamilton quickest at 1 minute 4.3, 2 tenths quicker than Verstappen then, 4 tenths quicker than Bottas, 6 tenths quicker than Perez. Sonoda is 5th, 6th is Gasly, 7th is Leclerc, Alonso is 8th, 9th is Stroll, 10th is Vettel, and then you have Giovinazzi 11th, Ocon 12th, Sainz down in 13th. Okay, 4 tenths slower than Charles Leclerc, actually. Russell 14th, Raikkonen 15th, Schumacher 16th, Ricciardo 17th, Latifi 18th, Norris 19th, and Mazepin 20th. Darren says, how about old Alonso and Alonso of old? That's how you differentiate them. I like that. So there we go. We have old Alonso and Alonso of old.
Yeah, that works.
That works very, very nicely. 5 minutes to go. Well, that's kind of it, isn't it? And Mercedes back up there.
Keep an eye on Verstappen. He might have another lap in. Perez improved on his second time on the in the other Red Bull, but actually Verstappen's peeling towards the pit lane, so he's not going to go again. Maybe he's going to have an adjust in the garage, or he's taken everything out of that soft tyre on the first lap and he's happy with what he's done.
Jenny?
Yeah, just going through the teammate comparisons to qualifying, if you're interested. If you're not, don't say anything. Hamilton leads 5-2 at Mercedes, Verstappen 6-1 at Red Bull, quite tight at McLaren, 4-3 to Norris, Vettel 4-3 against Stroll at Aston Martin, Alonso is down to Ocon, 4-3 to Ocon, it's Ferrari, it's Leclerc 5-2.
Can we do it? Can you not read them like the football scores or something? Alonso 5, Ocon 2.
News.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlotte Green does that. She's phenomenal at it. I don't think I've got the low enough... I mean, I've got a fairly low voice, but not low enough. Okay. Gasly 7, Sonoda 0.
This is great.
Giovinazzi 5,
radio.
It's all fine, mate. Don't worry.
I think he was a little upset.
It was Hamilton, that was. Of course, he's in my way every time. Interesting.
Of course. Giovinazzi 5, Raikkonen 2. Schumacher 6, Mazepin, dodgy 1. Only because Schumacher didn't take part in qualifying that time. Russell 7, Latifi 0.
Very good.
Thanks.
That was great.
Have I got a future career when you get rid of me here? Maybe not that good.
If, not when. No, yeah, when, not if. Yeah, no, that's right. 3.
Maybe they'll get rid of you first, who knows?
Yeah. McLaren, just not getting a lap in. Feels a long way off for both drivers for just not getting a lap in.
Norris had a lap time deleted, would have been up there in the top 6 or 7, and then had his time deleted. Ricciardo not getting a lap in, but he was quick yesterday. Maybe had a load of traffic on his soft tyre run or something else. But
it would have been 6th for Norris. Actually, it was a 5.2.
Yeah,
so he would have split the AlphaTauris.
So that's sensible for the McLaren, splitting the AlphaTauri. Sonoda's ahead of Gasly, just ahead of Leclerc and Alonso. So that's where they should be. And Ricciardo, on yesterday's form, can get there as well. But for whatever reason, he's not put in the time and is down in a relatively genuine 17th in this session behind Mick Schumacher, but be very surprised if that's the case later on. Mick's done a good job though in the Haas, 16th. You been impressed with him this year, Jack?
Yeah, he's done all right. He has actually done all right, Mick Schumacher, I would say.
He's close to Russell, to Raikkonen. He's ahead of Latifi by a couple of tenths. He's outside, very outside shot of Q2 again for Mick later on.
Which, in a terrible Haas with no development, it's all right. They're running that car all right. Anyway, I'm not getting into that one again. Andrew Benson?
I agree with you, Jack.
Oh, fantastic, thank you. I got absolutely rinsed yesterday for this thought, but considering they have no money...
Hang on, Julian. So they're not developing the car, and yet it's getting quicker relative to the rest through the season. So they are doing a good job, you can't deny it.
So are you impressed with
context?
And every year, the last few years, they've just gone backwards throughout the season and not known what's going on.
Yeah, in the context of what's going on this season, to not be developing the car but still be making progress relative to your competition, how is that not a good job?
Because they're last. You can't be. I think the Jack's comment yesterday was that he's impressed with Haas.
Yeah.
You can't be impressed with what they're doing.
It's not Haas, it's the driver or the drivers that are doing a good job. Haas aren't developing the car. They might be fine-tuning bits and setup is improving and things like that, but surely the drivers are the ones that are differentiating it.
What does it say about what they did at the start of the year then? If the car's not changed and now they're more competitive, has everyone else moved back, or have somehow they fine-tuned their car so they were actually doing very poorly early on?
Well, yeah, okay, potentially, but I don't buy the drivers thing, because Grosjean and Magnussen is a better duo.
No, but talking through
Schumacher
the season,
and Mazepin.
you're talking two rookies. They're going to be better race 8 than they are race 1.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But you know, how poorly were they running the car in Bahrain when they were a second and a half off the pack?
Put the roll bars in upside down.
Maybe now they haven't got Magnussen and Grosjean giving them different feedback about the cars. They've just got a straight line to go down, and the drivers will, because they're rookies, will just go with it. Or maybe Mick and Mazepin have great feedback. Who knows? But they're doing all right.
Nah, this is a team that's been last year was tough, but apart from that, they've been solid point scorers. This year, they're tail end Charlies.
Last year, right? Pretty much.
And I'm not impressed with that.
But they got no money. I thought they were going to have an abominable season. Abominable. But it's been all right.
If 0 points is all right, and 1 Q2 with a crash car.
I don't know. You tell me.
No.
If 0 points is all right.
It's not.
Ouch. See the rundown, Jack.
Hamilton quickest. I'm at 1 minute 4.369. 2 tenths quicker than Verstappen, 4 tenths quicker than Bottas. Perez 4th, Tsunoda 5th, Gasly 6th, Leclerc 7th, Alonso 8th, Stroll 9th, Vettel 10th. Then it's Giovinazzi, Ocon, Sainz, Russell and Raikkonen in the top 15. Schumacher, Ricciardo, Latifi, Norris and Mazepin in the heroic Haas squad rounding out the top 20.
Right, so we are set up for qualifying. Hamilton, as you say, fastest, Verstappen just behind him. Once again, it's the Red Bulls versus the